Oh my goodness gracious. It is Comics with Drew, and I am Drew. And I'm doing a live stream right now because I've not done a lot of videos this week. And so I feel like I owe it to you all to not only do that, but to also show you some of my sketching that I've been doing for my comic, Dark Variants. So give me a moment because I'm not super high tech. I'm going to go ahead and send this link out to Twitter. And anybody on Twitter want to join and hang out with me, let me know. So let's see here, go over here and go over here, go to my channel and grab that link. And well, here we are. And oh, there's duh. Okay, copy. All right, that has been sent. So I'm going to be staring at this screen often. So I'm not going to be making a whole lot of eye contact, but there's a lot of stuff to talk about. So this week, oh, by the way, first of all, before I get too far into it, I say that a lot. I say first of all a lot, but this is Common Sense Girl. So I've been actually out of commission for drawing for a while. If you were, excuse me, if you're on a stream the other night, I was on with 80s Made Consumer, and I was talking about the fact that actually where I debuted this, I started actually drawing this on that stream, but I was talking about the fact that I had injured my wrist and in some, shall I say, martial arts misadventures. And so I was like, man, this sucks. So I'm getting old. I can't do this stuff like I thought I could. So I had to give it a break. And so I've been waiting for my wrist to heal, which is terrible because I had actually started working on drawing in earnest on some of my character designs. So for example, this is right over here, Zoe Brighton. So Zoe Brighton, this is a drawing from my sketch pad. And so I was working on this character, trying to figure out what I wanted her to look like. And she's strawberry haired and she's super brilliant. And so I've not really, I need to get back into shape basically for drawing. And I've not been able to do that for a while. So I thought that now my wrist is starting to feel a little bit better. I thought I'd start drawing a little bit, and I thought I'd do a live stream. So we can talk about anything you want to talk about. If you join in here and want to start chatting, I'll try to make sure I keep a hold of the chat, or at least respond to it, and we'll do the best I can. So, but if you show up, thanks for showing up, and here we go. So this is Common Sense Girl that I'm working on right now, and let's see here. I should probably get a new layer for her. Let's see here. All right. No, that is not it. I want Shift Command N. There we go. All right. So anyway, so this is Common Sense Girl, and she is one of the 4 superheroes that I'm working on with my team here. Basically, in my comic book, Dark Variants, dark matter has been discovered. And because of dark matter, we have situations where it gets a little out of control. And then as a result of that, and by the way, I'm just going to kind of be doing little bits of touch up on this. So just to try to practice and get into shape here. So this is kind of like a warm up doodle stream. So nothing serious, nothing spectacular, in my opinion, at least anyway, from my standard. But this is what we're going to do. Anyway, oh, that's one thing. I need to bump this opacity up. Opacity. I should know that word. I went to college. So anyway, but this is Common Sense Girl, and her real name is Ava Adams. And Ava is a lab assistant for Zoe Brighton here. And so she is actually out, and she's in downtown Orlando at the time of this incident that goes off, and she winds up getting essentially impacted by this dark, she gets dark varianced by the dark matter. So I'm going to kind of go over a little bit of the plot here so people can have an idea of what I'm talking about. And this is something that I've been thinking about for a long, long time. You know, it's funny when people say, "Oh, it's these creators should be faster with how they're putting out their books and stuff like that." To tell you the truth, if you just have kind of an idea that you're just kind of starting working on, and you're not a writer yourself, and you're looking to like hire writers and things like that, then that can oftentimes cause problems with just how long it's going to take you to actually complete things. And I am a writer, and I mean I've been writing comic strips for like 30 years, since I was a young teenager, and I've been writing because I wanted to be like a comic strip artist, like in the vein of like Bill Watterson. And I didn't read a lot of comic books, but I love superheroes. So I was like, I'm going to do a superhero parody comic, and I kept trying to draw things in such a way as to, you know, fit in the vein of a comic strip. So what I wasn't challenging myself art wise to do anything super spectacular because of the fact that I didn't think I needed it. And so I thought I would try to take it to a level where it was good enough for comic strip, not necessarily for comic book. And so unconsciously, um, I was not training myself for what I thought what this actually is, dark variants, an actual comic book. And I didn't write long form. So, it's a different kind of style of writing. Writing long form versus writing like a comic strip, even if you're doing an actual if you're doing like an actual long form story, like say you've got for a comic strip, you've got 6, 7 different strips in a row that are following a plot line. If you're someone that's used to drawing something that's like a gag a day, then that can be very, very difficult because you don't understand what you're going to be doing as far as the kind of structure. You don't understand structure. Hey, Manuel, it's good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping by. Quality over quantity. So I never trust a book or movie that gets shot out too quick. I appreciate that. And that's one of the reasons, if I can, oh, I'm not in the right thing. Let me get to the right thing here. There we go. There we go. Boom. So yes, quality over quantity is important. And I appreciate that. And that's one of the reasons why I've not, start throwing up I've not thrown up a mailing list or an Indiegogo page and stuff like that, because I want this to be good. I want this to be something that I would buy myself if I did not know who I was. And that has been a real struggle for me to find out. So this story has gone through various iterations where, because it's set in Orlando, there are different places in Orlando where there are high-rise buildings by Orlando standards. Excuse me. And I was trying to figure out, I wanted to have like the scene on top of this. I want the pinnacle of the comic book to, occur on the top of this one tower in Orlando. And, I didn't know what the villain was. I didn't know what the motivation was. All I knew was that I had these 4 superhero characters, and that was it. And so I've been thinking about this for a solid 6 years, and it's only been the last 2 months where I actually finally nailed down the story. So the thing is that, you get all kinds of different things coming to you at different points. Like you'll be, at the store, and something will pop into your head. And one of the things was, there's a character in the book that he's kind of like a government security agent kind of person. And I just had this bit of dialogue pop up in my head where he's being interrogated by a villain. And that's something that I was like, it was just a strike of lightning out of the blue, and it was just one of those things where I didn't quite know what to do with it, but I wrote it down. And I think a lot of the creative process comes down to that. So please forgive me if I'm slow while I talk. I'm trying to learn to do 2 things at the same time. Usually when I'm drawing, I'm just listening to music. So I don't have anything to entertain people with, because I don't have to entertain anybody. But I think part of doing this stuff is learning to walk and chew gum at the same time. Let's see if I can like what I want to work on. Let's work on her ear here. So there we go. And so anyway, so I'm just kind of getting back into shape with my art, and I wanted to just like doodle a little bit on this particular picture. And so one of the things actually with Common Sense Girl is that um, I've been trying to get the look of her face right. So this could be Common Sense Girl. It may not ultimately be her. So because of the fact that we're still kind of like I'm still kind of in the process of figuring out exactly what I want it to look like. So, but I do know that I'm pretty sure she's going to have the color that I'm drawing in actually is going to probably be the color of her mask, and I don't know if I'm going to give her blue lipstick. I don't know, Emmanuel. Do you think I should give her blue lipstick? That's like a cool ice kind of lipstick. Do you think I should do that? If here's your chance to chime in on it. I've been thinking about whether or not I wanted to make it like that, or maybe even give her white lipstick to kind of set her off. But if you got any ideas, feel free to chime in with it. So, but anyway, we can also talk about other things. So I don't have to talk about the comic, but this just happens to be what I'm working on at the moment. So if you want to talk about like Star Wars or anything in the comics world lately, we can certainly talk about that. There is a comic that I did talk about the other day on the 80s mainstream called Hunter Ninja Bear, and that's actually, yeah, you think so? It depends on her personality. Well, she's friendly, so this is a good this character. This is like I said, this is Ava Adams, right? And Ava Adams is 19 years old, and she is in a coffee shop in the story in downtown Orlando, and she's meeting her friends Tanner and Elizabeth and Garrett, right? She's meeting them all for coffee, and she happens to be the assistant, like I said, to Zoe Brighton here. Zoe Brighton is an astrophysicist. She's a brilliant genius person, and she's an astrophysicist and an astrobiologist. And she's actually in the book the first person to figure out how to contain dark matter, right? So anyway, through the course of the book, there's an accident in downtown Orlando where she's being chased here. She and this government guy I was telling you about, this character's name is Frank Richards, and they're getting chased, and they wind up. I think the way I've got it set up is that there's a car accident, mainly because I think that they're going to get shot with an RPG, their armored truck, and it's going to flip the truck. It's going to send out the dark matter, and there's going to be a dark matter variance event, right? And that's the genesis behind characters like Common Sense Girl. So I've got several other characters that I'm working on as well. And but anyway, but she's having coffee. Ava Adams is having coffee with her friends, and it's a geek cafe. And so it's a cafe where it focuses on comics and anime and manga and sci-fi stuff. And they are actually talking about a manga that they're reading, and there's an anime out for it, and they're debating about whether the anime is better than the manga of this. Okay, it's not a real manga. It's completely fictionalized. I created it for the book, and so there's some characters in this book, in this manga, that have characteristics that wind up being combined by the dark matter with the subject matter in the manga, with these characters that are sitting around having coffee, and that's how they become quote unquote superheroes. These are not heroes that are happy. They are these are totally different characters thrust into an issue where now they know the manga and they know the anime, but now they've kind of become sort of combinations or variants of those characters in that book. And so because of the dark matter being exposed to the downtown Orlando area, and so it winds up converting the entire downtown Orlando area to this hellscape where things are just crazy. And so these four characters, Common Sense Girl here, which is the first one, and Vinda Bud and Vinda Babe and General Safety, they have to find a way to contain the dark matter and bring it back in. And the fact of the matter is that the dark matter, if it does a dark variance, the people that, or anything, whether it's buildings or animals or people or plants, anything in the real world has a certain amount of time that the dark, if they're not cured of the dark matter, basically the variancing, they'll become permanently dark varianced, and they will have these powers, or not necessarily powers, but they will become the actual thing that they're being dark varianced with, right? So in this case, there's a character in the manga anime that is called Omniscience, and Omniscience is a supervillain. It's just an evil. Omniscience is a psychopathic, evil, monstrous person who is just about the evil incarnate, and can see and hear everything. And so the character is almost godlike in the manga, right? And so Ava Adams here gets dark variance with this Omniscience character, and then basically is she has what's known, or like she's called commonsensical, because she has the ability to, if she sees someone or hears someone, or she can physically detect somebody, she can use their senses. She can't read their minds, but she can see what they're seeing, she can hear what they're hearing, and she can feel what they're feeling if she wants to. And so that's what Common Sense Girl is. So Common Sense Girl is one of the members of the team, and I haven't come up with a name for the team. I don't know if I will or not. So that's one. So then there's Vindababe, and Vindababe is her friend. Vindababe is Elizabeth Eastman, and she she gets dark variants with a manga character called the Vindicator, and so both her and Vindabud get dark variants with the same manga character, and Elizabeth Eastman, is a big fan of the manga. So she's holding the manga, and she's passionately arguing about the manga being better than the anime, whereas her boyfriend Tanner Troy, Tanner has a copy of the Blu-ray of the anime, and he's like, no, the anime's better, and that's when they get dark variants. So they basically, their powers from the Vindicator character in the manga, he can create things out of energy in the manga. So what happens in the story here is Elizabeth, or Vindababe, is able to manifest things that she's read in books, because of the way the dark matter has an internal logic that's kind of weird, and I'm not ready to explain all of that yet, but basically it gives her the ability to, if she wants to, say if she's in a fight with someone and she wants to drop a house on them, and she's read The Wizard of Oz, she can drop a house on them from The Wizard of Oz. So Vindabud, the other guy, which is basically the same kind of character set, kind of power set, he's got the same ability to do things for audiovisual media. So things that he's watched, like movies that he's watched, or animes that he's watched. So he's got a similar kind of power set. So those two are kind of like a team together inside of the team. And so then we have Garrett Morganson, okay? And Garrett Morganson is an 18-year-old kid. He's he just turned 18. He's still he's like in summer school, and he's about ready to graduate from high school. And he becomes a character known as General Safety. And so, and he's dressed like a stoplight, basically. He's got red and yellow and green, and he's got a bow staff. And his ability is that he can stop and start matter that exists already. So if something's coming at him, he can stop it, and then he can accelerate it. And so we have these four characters, and they have to find a way to get the dark matter contained before they become permanently dark variants. So in order to assist them with that, this character here, the Zoe Brighton character, has developed a governor device, right? And so they wear it on their arms, and it keeps the infection of the dark variants at bay. And so she basically convinces them, hey, while you're wearing this, you're good. You're kind of halfway to being fully dark variants, but we can use your abilities now to save the entire downtown area and maybe even the world because they don't know what's going to happen. So anyway, so that's basically the setup for the story. And so because of that, because I found the ending I want for the story, I started working on drawing characters. So I wanted to go ahead and do this and just start getting into the saddle and see where it goes. And if people like it, they can hang out and chat with me. And if not, then that's fine. But so anyway, so this is Common Sense Girl. Like I said, let me see if I can write here. I don't normally draw on the tablet. Let's see. It's common. Oh, there you go. Common Sense. Where's my cursor? Sense. All right, girl. All right, let's go that way. There we go. So this is Common Sense Girl. So whenever someone pops in, they want to see it. That's what I'm drawing. Let's see here. Pink gloss lips would be good. Blue might give off an ice vibe. You know, that's not a bad idea. I mean, I might like the ice vibe. So, by the way, I've always had a hard time drawing women without making them look like men. Now, there are a lot of comic book artists out there that I see that also struggle with the same thing that are professionals. So I don't feel too bad about it. But one of the hardest parts is knowing when not to add stuff, right? Because if you add stuff, before you know it, you start adding too much and you don't want to gild the lily. So, pink. Oh, so her colors are basic. Let's see if this is a new version of Photoshop and I had to reinstall everything and it's screwed up. Where's my swatches? It's screwed up my swatches. I don't even know what this stuff is supposed to be. This just drives me crazy. Let's see here. What do we got? Let's go with, do you have RGB? You would think that, it's like, just give me the classic Photoshop stuff. Yeah, geez. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and take a look. Is that what I want her color to be? Trying to figure out a good balance here. This looks good. It's too teal. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. All right. Initially, it was this. Let's see here. Let's get a better size brush. Let's get a hard brush. There you go. That's like her main bodysuit color. So again, this is all still stuff that's I'm still kind of experimenting with. So this looks good. I like this. Okay. Oh, what do you think? No, I think I like it a little warmer or cooler. Excuse me. No. There you go. Nope. There you go. Yeah, I think this is it. Actually, I saw this. I was out getting lunch the other day, and I saw this. Oops. Brush, not eraser, guys. Come on, click OK. All right. I saw this girl working at this restaurant, and she had a nail color polish that was like this. It was bright. I really liked it. So, but anyway, but like her mask is going to be this color, right? So like if I were to kind of just do a little bit, let's make this color, right? Let's see here. This is going to be super quick and dirty, okay? So let's see here. Let's actually include the ears. Okay. We're going to drop this underneath. And let's go with paint bucket. right? And then let's go with some white, right? And then let's go here, some more white. Come on, there we are. Oops, did not want to do that. Control D, no. And she's blonde, or she's bright blonde, so let's do some color blocking. We'll do like a little bit. This is how I do color. I am sure that there's a better way of doing this. And by the way, as a rule of thumb for artists doing digital stuff, there's always a better way to do something. Someone always is doing it better than you. And so always be learning. ABL, not ABC, ABL. So we'll go that way. And I'll just block out this this blonde hair here. Now, you know, it's funny because I watched Joe Calipano of Star Circuit fame, and he doesn't ink things. He kind of just colors and comes in with different colors. And I really admire the way he does it. And this is a little bit similar to what he does, but this is the dirtiest coloring job. So don't hate me forever. I don't like the swatch. Give me a swatch that I like. Come on, guys. What's this? How's this? Let's just go with super bright yellow, right? It is a comic book after all, right? Okay. And let's go back to my layers. And let's go ahead and knock out some flesh tones. This is also the slowest possible way to do this. There are guys that know how to use the magic wand tool for they use it like a brush. I've just never done that personally myself. So it's one of those things that I gotta learn, right? You know, I'm gonna be drawing this all traditionally. So like for example, traditional drawing. So I'm gonna be drawing this like on, and I've shown this image before. I should probably show it again. These are the other characters again. So that's the Vinda Bud character, and then that's the general safety character right here. And then that's the Vinda Babe. And the character I'm drawing right now is right here. So, oops, right up here. So that's Common Sense Girl on the screen. So I'm going to be drawing this traditionally, but I'll be coloring it digitally. So this is like I said, this is just kind of practice for me tonight. So let's see here. Let's get some flesh tones. Go here, and we'll knock this out. There we go. All right, so now we can kind of work on her lipstick color. So you want to try pink gloss? Let's try pink gloss. Let's see what that looks like. You want hot pink? Tell me what you think. You can be my artistic Alfred. We'll go with, I'll wait for your reply, but I'll put in some hot pink and we'll see what it looks like. All right. All right. So, ooh, super hot pink. Let's see what super hot pink looks like. Good. All right. Still on the right layer. All right. Let's try super hot pink. This should be fun. There are so many professional colorists that would recoil in horror if they saw this. I am certain of that. Ooh, that's interesting. You think it works? I think it's a bit much, personally. So, all right. So we're gonna have to work on. I think let's work on the background. So we're gonna go with another. Call this background. Let's drop another solid back here besides the white, and let's go with the gray. Let's try that. Yeah. This will see. By the way, pro tip: this will really tell you where you have not done things. So if you want to find out where your errors are, drop in like another color like that, and that will clear things up in a hurry, real fast. Okay, there you go. That's what I needed to know. All right, so let's go ahead and work on her cape a little bit here. So, is there anything you want to talk about? Anything that's going on out there? Anything cool? So let's see here. You know what? We're going to block the entire thing. This is how you're supposed to block anyway. All right, we'll go with white here. All right. And then we'll go ahead and get the blue again. And let's see. One of the big problems or struggles that I've had with this particular character is coming up with an emblem for her. And I think that when you're trying to create characters and create looks for characters, that it's a big deal if you don't nail their actual icon. And so in her case, I kind of decided that I didn't want to even go with an icon so much. I wanted to go with something that was kind of like it was kind of like a shield kind of thing. So it was going to be kind of like this. It was going to be, it was like a pentagon. There you go. That's how I wanted it to be. And there, I'm trying to remember, did I want it like that or did I want it like, wait a second, how does a pentagon go? That's not a pentagon. It's an octagon. I failed geometry. I have an idea. New layer. All right. Boom, 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 boom. So it doesn't matter. Okay. Come on. Goodness gracious. All right. So we're going to do the white and we're going to, there we go. Okay, fine. Now it's in a different layer. I can spin it around any way I want. So let's see here. Did I want it like that or did I want it like this? You know, I think it's probably better like that. Yeah. All right. Okay. So we're going to enter. I'll delete that. Okay. So let's go ahead and pencil this in. The right color. There you go. All right. We need to drop down the size of the thing here. That's right. Why is that color terrible? Make it darker. There we go. Oh, no, no. There we go. Let's try that. Too big. There. That's better. All right. So she was gonna, yeah. All right. That was right. All right. So this is gonna be like this. Yeah, that's how that was gonna go. Okay. So anyway, so the reason I chose a pentagon was because of like the five senses. So what is it? Taste, touch, smell, sight, and hearing. So she's got like a pentagram kind of, actually pentagram, not the satanic pentagram, like a pentagon, not like a hexagon. It's like a pentagon, right? So that was the idea. So and the idea was that it was illuminated, right? And so consequently, because it was illuminated, it would be like a golden color here. And so um, this would kind of look like this. Actually, yeah, we're in color. All right. Uh, there we go. Okay. All right. So we would drop a gold color there, right? And actually, honestly, to tell you the truth, because this is her dark variance nature, I could just leave her hair bright yellow like that, and it would kind of work for the character. So let's see here. Let's see. We'll go here, and that's more creative than just a nice one. You think so? You think so? I like that. Appreciate that. So, okay, we're gonna drop this. Okay, so yeah. So this is actually gonna flow out around her costume, around her body. And so she's gonna like her legs and this part's gonna wind up going out around her torso. So if I were going to be drawing like let's just do it this way. Okay, so all right, so right, okay, so all right, so let's you know, it's amazing how big a 4 pixel brush will be. So, there you go. Okay, all right, so very rough. Okay, and shoulders here. Okay. All right. So if we were going to be doing it like this, right? Okay. So I was thinking that I would have the color kind of go out like that, you know, and like oh, oh, that's what it was. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's actually, I had it inversed, I think. Uh, that is terrible. What is going on? Oh, that's right. There's gray underneath this. I forgot. All right. Let's try this again. Let's do this. I was drawn on the color layer. All right. Let's go here. All right, and we're going to copy that. We're going to paste that, and then we're going to go back here, and we're going to Control Z, and then we're going to edit, fill. There we go. All right, and there we go. Bring it up. Okay, so now I can select all the white, select similar, and then delete. Okay, now I've got a pencil again. So I was going to merge it here. There we go. Oops. There we go. Okay, now back to what I was doing. All right, so okay, so you're gonna do it like this, right? Okay, yeah. And I didn't know if I wanted to. Yeah, that's how it was gonna go. And yeah, that's how it was. I was wondering if I was going to just have the streaks of yellow come out and then keep the rest of the suit blue, and then they would come back around again like this, and then they would work into her lower legs. So, all right, let's give her a head. Head would be nice. All right, and there you go. A bit of a ponytail. I don't know what is her arm doing here. Let's just have her arm go like this. That'll work. This is how you like wind up designing characters. It's so unglamorous. All right, and all right, so all right, here we go. So yeah, so yellow. Let's switch to that. So would that cover her bust? That's you have to be careful, especially when you're doing female characters, how you work that because you don't want to hide things. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But that's generally the idea of what her main character or main outfit was going to look like. Let's go ahead and pop this onto a different layer and then hide that. All right, there you go. So then we'll go down here and we are going to actually let's erase that. There you go. And go over here and anyway, so oh, let's bump that up a little bit higher. Is that big enough? Yeah, there you go. And let's erase this. And this does not go up. Yeah, that's a little bit better. All right. So anyway, so the reason it's been taking me it's taken me so long to work on all this stuff is it's just a lot of work because I'm doing everything. So I'm doing the writing, I'm doing the coloring, I'm doing the character design, and you know, while I'm doing this, let me see if I can't get another example of what the character looks like in the comic strip. And let's see here. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to go through my own archive. How about that? Imagine that. Super action-packed live stream. Almost there. You'd think I would know where my own art is on the internet. You'd think that'd be the case, and you'd be wrong to an extent. Okay, here it is. Okay, all right. Let me screenshot that. All right, let me see if I can't copy that. And let's see here. Will that work? No. There you go. Copy. There we go. Okay, so this is Common Sense Girl in the comic strip. So she does have blue lipstick. Since I can't seem to remember my own creation. So maybe that's actually what I should give the name for the superhero team, the Apex Society. All right. So this is what she looked like in the actual comic strip. So I want to give her a little bit younger look and a little bit softer look. So we'll see how it goes. But as you can see, I had this really weird light bulb idea. And by the way, I never defined her powers in the comic strip. So this is a web comic. So she's writing a common sense violation citation here, and she's giving it to Vindabud for being stupid and not using his common sense in the comic strip. So this is like a reboot of this character. So let's go ahead and just keep this here. All right. So yeah, it's a little bit lighter. I think we're gonna do a little bit darker blue for this. Okay. All right. Let's Let's make some of her lips show out a little bit more. It's 116. I'm probably gonna go to like 130. So appreciate you, Emmanuel, stopping in here. So it means a lot. So let's see here. Here we go. Actually, since you're here, if you want me to draw any particular things here, you want me to add something or work on something here, I'll take suggestions. I'll be happy to do so. So let's try. Let's see if we can match it with her mask. See what that looks like. I don't know. You think that looks better? Let's try matching it with the white. I don't know about the white. It's distinctive. There are not a lot of characters that have white lips. So, but I think the blue might be better. I don't know. That's a tough one. So let's see if we can't lighten up apply a little bit of a gloss here. Let's go a little bit darker. Okay. Blue looks better. All right, I agree. I think blue does look better. Blue definitely looks better. So let's put a little bit of a shading on her cape here, just for funsies. Fabric is also something that I am way out of practice on, and I have got to work on. So, like, and this is something like I was telling you, Joe Catapano kind of does. Is what he'll do is he'll just like layer different colors to give the illusion of inking, and it does very well. I'm going to have to review his book here because I've had it for a while and I've just not gotten around to actually reviewing it. That Star Circuit book. That's actually what this is. This is Star Circuit here. So if you ever get that book, um, it's fantastic. I highly recommend it. I think he actually maybe sold out of it at this point. So anyway, let's see. What else do I want to work on here? Let's get some shading in on her ear here. I think it might be a little bit too dramatic. So look a little bit better. I want to say her ear looks too big, but it's actually not. Anyway, she's really sassy in the comic strip, but she's a lot nicer in this iteration. And I think that she's a lot more. I think she just might be the more heroic because she's technically smarter, being assistant to an astrobiologist and an astrophysicist at the same time. So now let's go with a darker shade here to indicate. We're gonna keep that on the color. A little bit of a hair tie. Let's go to yellow here. Make sure you fill out the rest of the color for the hair. There you go. Oh, happy little superhero, right? Happy little superhero. Let's see. Okay. All right. This is going to wind up being basically a test case um, for character study that I'll just reference. So let's go ahead and drop the colors here. And we got white. There you go. There you go. All right. So, okay. So then this is, like I said, this is Zoe Brighton. This is really the first full-fledged drawing I actually ever made of her. And I wanted to kind of basically do a side-by-side. So we're going to copy that and then paste that. And then we're going to expand. Let's see here, canvas size. And so this is what, 3,000? Yikes. All right, let's go with 6,000. There we go. All right, now we're going to hide that. And let's go with another layer. Drop that below here. Let's fill that with white. All right, let's see if I can't remember how I did this. Oh boy, talking about working without a wire. Let's go with swatches again, and let's, this is a good pencil. Yeah. Let's go with, that works. Okay, so what do we got here? No, let's, I want that to be lighter. There we go. That's better. Okay. So, all right. So we're gonna do this kind of thing. So we got the center, the eyes. Actually, her neck is gonna go down further. So, all right. Part of the challenge, I think, of starting to work on a book is getting to the point where you are consistent with the way the character looks. I always admire these guys that go to cons and they just crush it. I mean, they just whip these things out like they're robots, and it's always amazed me because I used to do caricatures for a living. It was a hot minute, and I'll tell you what, when you're doing live drawing in front of people, that can just be nerve wracking. Why? Stop. Go away. Thank you. Is this what I want? That's what I want. Okay. There we go. Let's move this closer. Okay. And actually, why don't we do this? We'll go boom, 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 and then boom. Okay, cool. All right. And delete that. All right. Anyway, the reason I'm doing this way is because I want to get close on the eyes. All right. So, but anyway, but doing live drawing is nerve wracking, especially when you wind up screwing up on the art and like one of the things I used to do was I would have an eraser ready to go, and then I would do with the eraser, and then I would the eraser would catch the paper and just accordion the paper. And let's see, how do you find, oh, let me, yeah, I'm sorry. Where is my mouse? Thank you. Let's see here. Come on. There we go. Good thing. How do you find the same creative energy to write as you had the previous day? That has to be the hardest thing I struggle with. Well, that's an excellent question. So the way you find the creative energy is you have to be willing to walk away from it, because if it's not working, then you're just wasting your time. So if you sit down like, okay, I'm gonna write here today, and that's what I'm gonna work on, and you sit down, you start writing, then it may not flow, and if it doesn't flow, then you get frustrated. What I would recommend that you do when you're trying to do something is basically figure out what you want to do. Okay, so I've got 5 pages, right? And in these pages, what needs to actually, just even break it into one page, just one page. You've got 5 panels on the page, and what needs to happen on the page? This character needs to give this other character a key piece of information, and this other character needs to react to that information, and then they need to state what they're going to do. They're going to tell the other character. Character B is going to tell character A what they're going to do, and so then you say, okay, well, if I know that this is what needs to happen, then I can just put these characters in a conversation and think about what they would say. So that's what I was talking about earlier this week on Twitter. I was telling people, I was saying, you have to think of your characters as living beings. You have got to work so hard on the characters, because once you get the characters fully realized and they actually are real people, and you have their voice in your head, once you do that, then all you need to do is put them into a situation and say, this needs to happen. What would Zoe say in this situation? I'm going to think hard. I'm going to think, Billy has just spilled radioactive goo in the lab. What is Zoe going to say, right? And Zoe finds out that Billy has spilled the radioactive goo in the lab, and Zoe's like, is everybody okay? Or she might say, Billy, we talked about this. You can't go murdering people, right? These are things that she might say, I guess. I mean, I'm not saying that because I haven't fully realized her quite the way I want her to be. But at that point, you'd be like going, okay, that's how you can write it. So, hey, Informedia, nice to see you, man. Appreciate that. But anyway, but that's how you would write the character, and that's how you would continue writing. I find that if you know what you want to do and you've got your characters ready to go, they will write it for you. Okay, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to just say, look, I've got the story, and I've got these people in the story, and they're telling me what they would say in these situations, and that's how you do it. Now, when you're trying to figure out what you want to write, what I would recommend is most everybody has a smartphone. So if you got a smartphone, if you don't have a smartphone, get a little notebook that you can like a moleskin, right? And just have a pencil ready to go. And then if dialogue pops into your head, go ahead and write it down, right? Or if you have on your smartphone, like I do, right? Just go ahead and type in a note, right? And say, okay, dialogue, just save it in a folder, the name of your project, and then your characters, and you can say, character here, boom, 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 says this. One day I was at a hardware store with my wife, and we were walking around, and I I was thinking about the character Frank Richards. Frank Richards is by the way, let me before I do this, let me go ahead and there you go, Informedia. Thanks for showing up, man. Your videos are awesome, by the way, and I need to watch more of them. So, but anyway, so I was with my wife in the grocery, in not the grocery, the hardware store. I was at Lowe's, and I was like, you know what I need to do, or I was thinking about Frank Richards. Frank Richards is he's a hard nosed, in his he's in his late 40s, but he looks like he's in his 60s. I mean, it's not the years, it's the mileage. And so he's a former military veteran, and he fought in the I want to say, if he's 45 years old, yeah, he fought in the original. No, he fought in the second Desert Storm, right? And so the second Gulf War, and and he was part of the Battle of Fallujah. That's part of his story, and or his background. It doesn't really factor into the story here, but when you're creating the character, you want to give them an entire history. You want to know what happened to them on their first day of kindergarten. This may never come into your story, but it informs you as to what the character is like, what the character does. A lot of times, what you can do is you can think of people that you know that have told you stories, and then you can add those stories to your characters, and that can be part of their biography. And nobody needs to know that, but if you know it in your mind when you're writing your character, then it's going to flow out so much easier. So anyway, so in this case, Frank is being interrogated by an evil psychopathic monster, or villain, not a monster. She's a villain, and she's being interrogated. He's being interrogated by the villain, and she is trying to get into his brain to find the coordinates for the last part of the Brighton box that is going to allow them to recapture the dark matter, right? And so she's got him on this gurney or this chair, and he's all strapped down, and this dialogue popped into my head while I was out, and he said, I was a door-to-door salesman in Fallujah. There's nothing that you got. There's nothing that you can do to me, sweet cakes, or something like that. But the dialogue that I wrote down, it popped in my head. It's like, this is what Frank Richards would say. To me, it was hilarious. So I pulled my phone out and I wrote it down immediately. And when you're trying to write, ultimately, those kinds of things are going to be prompts for you. So this is going to be an interrogation scene that lasts a page, where the villain is using her sexual attractiveness and sexual prowess to try to intimidate Frank into giving her the information, and he's having none of it because he doesn't care. If you've ever seen, there's an actor, a late actor named Robert Culp, and he played a character called Maxwell in The Greatest American Hero. And Robert Culp is a lot like the Frank Richards character in my comic. And he always referred to the guy he was the Greatest American Hero. He had the super suit that the aliens brought down in the TV show. And so Maxwell was always referring to the suit as the jammies. He says, "Get your jammies on, kid." And so my Frank Richards character has a lot of Robert Culp in him. And so that's why I was able to, it just popped in my head. What would Frank Richards, like Robert Culp, say in a situation where this horrifying villain is trying to crack into his brain? And so that's, I know it's a long-winded answer. I hope it helps. If you have other questions, I can give you additionally long-winded answers. So anyway, Infomedia, if you're still here, this is Zoe Brighton, and she is the super genius on the good side of my story. And I'm just, this is a drawing that I made of her on a sketchbook. And so I thought I would just do a doodle stream and try to work on my consistency with the characters. So that's one of the things I wanted to do here, basically, with this. And I have just finalized what I want her to look. This is what I want her to look like. And so I need to be able to basically nail this on a consistent basis. Is maybe that's not the right choice of words. I want to nail the look on a consistent basis, and make sure that I'm drawing things properly. So, but because, like I was telling Emmanuel earlier, I've been out of practice drawing, and this is just one of those things where I need to, if I'm going to actually start the book like I need to just start doing this on a daily basis, and that's what I'm doing today. So anyway, I don't know. Do you guys think that this is cheating? drawing it right next to each other. So I would say it's kind of cheating drawing it right next to the other one. But in this case, actually, yeah, let's make sure we're on the right. Yeah. Okay, Drew. Let's make sure we're on the right layer while we're doing this. That might be a good idea. Let's erase this here. Let's go here, and then there we go. Okay, let's go back over here. Okay, so anyway, so it's just a doodle and draw stream, and just shoot the breeze. If anybody has anything they want to talk about, any topics they want me to complain about, I'm here for it. But anyway, this is Zoe Brighton, and she is an astrophysicist, and she's an astrobiologist, and she works for in a research facility in Cape Canaveral, Florida, and she works with the dark matter that was returned to the Earth by Voyager 1. So Voyager 1 probe encountered some dark matter. You know, it's actually funny. Voyager 1, it was in the news this last week, and it was in the news when they were talking about the fact that it seems to be sending weird signals, and they're not quite sure why it's sending the weird signals. And so I didn't read the entire story or watch the entire news video that they had about it, because of the fact that it just made me amused because I'm using that space probe in the story. So, but Zoe Brighton here, she is working on the dark matter, and the dark matter has been recovered, and it's caused some problems in the past. It's caused some dark variances, and she created the Brighton box. That's what the Brighton box is named for her, Zoe Brighton. And because of that, I'm working on it, getting closer. So because of that, she's the central focus of this. She's kind of like the Professor X of the story of my team, and she's the one that's keeping them from. I need to make that lower. There we go. That's closer. She is the one that's basically keeping them from being permanently dark varianced, and she is calling the shots as to their strategy to an extent. And this is the first time I've talked extensively about her in public. Ooh, yikes! Imagine that. So you too, you audience of two, and anybody else that might show up and watch us later at a later date. This is your, you know, I hate when I do that. This is your opportunity to be in on the ground floor of the reveal of the character. All right, we are on the right. There you go. And we're going to go here, and we're going to bring this up. There you go. Is that right? It's close. I don't think it's the same. That's got to be it. All right. By the way, I don't draw on Wacom tablets a whole lot. I use this a lot for doing thumbnails on YouTube videos. Let's get her hair right. Her hair sucks right now. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Let's bring this off in case someone else has something else to say. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Hail at Emmanuel. Oops, am I getting your name spelled? Emmanuel. Read. Yeah. Hail. Informedia. Live. There you go. Hail to the chat. It's always fun to do that. I did not mean for that to rhyme. So please forgive me for that horrible rhyme. Her mouth, see, this is one of the other things. Her mouth is wrong. I've got her mouth wrong. You know what? It's the chin. I got the chin wrong. Okay. Let's fix the chin. Here on my chinny chin chin. That is way too slang. Bump this down a little bit. Okay. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right. There you go. looks better. That's closer. Okay. Okay, so then we gotta make sure we get the face right. So that's gonna come in just a little bit here. There we go. There is nothing more frustrating and fun than drawing beautiful women, especially when you're just trying to draw attractive women that are not hot porn stars. Um, most comic characters wind up, especially females, wind up looking like porn star. And I don't want her to look like a porn star. She is she's just a fairly attractive girl next door type that happens to be super intelligent. So, and that's what she is. So, get that hair right. Okay, there you go. By the way, secret to drawing hair is to draw ocean waves, like draw surfers. So you get the flowing water. It's very easy to turn it into hair. So at least in my personal experience. So, but one of the things that I also have been trying to work on is getting my hair game down. That is not actually, I say it like it's easy to do. Like, oh yeah, just draw like ocean waves. Yeah, I'll do it. And no, it's not. It's very challenging. And I'm not saying this to say, oh look, I'm a badass, because I'm not a badass. I'm just me, right? There are I can give you 300 better artists off the top of my head. So, but that's the thing though, is like I need to just get this to a point where I would feel comfortable, putting it in a book for sale and asking you fine fellows and fine ladies out there for your hard-earned money. So that's the key here. All right. Also, noses. You typically don't want to draw nostrils on women because they look terrible. It's weird. Not in like comic book sense of the term. You just kind of want to hint at the nose, right? Just kind of hint at it because she can breathe, but it's not something that whenever you look at a beautiful woman, very rarely do you say, "Oh man, that is a hot nose that woman has." You don't normally even see the nose. You see her eyes, right? You see her eyes, you see her hair, you see her lips. These are the things that are the main attraction points. And so you always want to make sure that you get it right, because if you don't, it's going to look like garbage. And nobody wants to have their art look like garbage. Least of all, Comics with Drew, or Drew of Comics with Drew. Okay, so I need to move her eyes over. So one of the things you also have to keep in mind is focusing the eyes. I see a lot of people that draw wall eyes. And what I mean by that is like, here's one eye going this way, and then like, here's another eye going that way, okay? So this and this is two different. She's looking up this way, and then she's looking up that way. So we don't want that. So let's fix this up here. So you always want to make sure that you get your eyes right. And that's something that I don't really call people out when I'm reviewing a comic book. I don't call people out for that because, a lot of these people are kind of like, this is not their day job. So unless you're Ethan Van Sciver, I still wouldn't call out because he's like the frog father. But and he doesn't have a problem with this. But a lot of people do have a problem with it. So just try to be mindful. And also, women have almond-shaped eyes. They always they're very nuanced. And so you see how here it's like it's kind of like a football a little bit, right? But there's that ridge underneath the eye socket that comes down, and the eye hides underneath the eye socket. So you want to make sure that you draw that, and it will give you really good guideposts at that point about where you want it to be. So what I'm going to do? I am going to change the color here on this. I'm going to image, mode, adjustments, levels. Let's try making this a little bit easier to look at. Actually, let's change the shade. Hue. Yeah, I think that's easier. Okay, cool. All right. Anybody watch that last Obi-Wan episode? Because I watched it and I thought it sucked. It's funny. I've got people that I know that are normies that try to defend uh, stuff like what's on Obi-Wan episode 3, and I find them kind of missing the point because they want to say, well, this is what happens in this other thing and this other non-movie thing, and I'm like, I get it, but at the same time, why? I mean, just these things need to be consistent. And so in this episode, if you've not seen it, spoiler alert, so you want to leave if you're really that worried about it. In this episode, Darth Vader flies all the way across the galaxy to get Obi-Wan and he's got him in a force choke grip thing, right? And he like drops him into some fire, because that's what you did to me, kind of thing. And yeah, our eyes are wrong again too. Okay, let's see here. Eye is wrong. So okay, there we go. We need to bring this up a little bit. There we go. That's more like it. Anyway, and drops him like in the fire, and he's trying to torture him and all. And then like this robot that's a kind of a stupid robot comes over and picks up Obi-Wan and walks off with him. And Vader just watches it. And I'm like, why? I mean, why would you fly all the way across the friggin' galaxy to and threaten to murder someone and have them in your grasp and you're Darth Vader? Why would you do that? Why would you just like let that roll away? And it just, to me, it's like one of those situations where, they're just not, the writers are stupid. They're just not doing things that are consistent, and they're causing problems with the portrayal of the story, and it takes you out of it because and I, by the way, I actually tried to watch that episode and with a wide open mind, because I was like, I'm not going to be the guy that is accused of hating things just for the sake of hating them. But the more I watched it, I tried not to let people's opinions prejudice me against the story. It just sucked. It just continued to suck. And it's like, I mean, I'm trying to have an open mind, but these guys just keep doing the same garbage over and over, and they make the character stupid. A lot of people have like made the comment that this appears to be like the return of Jake Skywalker with Obi-Wan, the way he's acting like a hobo that has no ability with the Force, which is a new thing for me. The idea that these characters no longer have their Force powers, that's something that I don't recall being a thing in Star Wars previously. I could be wrong, but because I don't read the novels and all that stuff and all that garbage. So I can see why that might be a thing. But in the movies, there's not really, I think, a precedent for that. He gets blocked by fire. I remember hearing this. Okay, well, if Vader is getting blocked by fire, right? If he's getting blocked by fire, then why does he have a lightsaber? I'm pretty sure it's not a popsicle saber, right? It's hot. It can burn you. And so, but here's the thing. If you're going to do that, you can do that. And you know how you do that? You cut to a flashback at that moment of him being in the fire. Better yet, you cut to a flashback from his perspective of being in the fire, right? And instead of having Vader stand there like a freaking mannequin, just like staring at Obi-Wan while dumb, the moron robot drags him away. It just doesn't make any sense, especially since he's this pissed off. Okay, because keep in mind, Vader has just murdered like 5 or 6 people in the town. Okay, so he comes to the town, he murders like 5 or 6 people in pursuit of Obi-Wan, and they don't say this, but I presume that he's murdering them to try to draw Obi-Wan out, right? And furthermore, another issue is that he should be able to sense Obi-Wan, but he does not. So he's killing all these people, ostensibly to flush Obi-Wan out to save them, but then Obi-Wan runs away like a drunken hobo, and then we have this whole tete-a-tete where he kind of kills him, but not kind of really, doesn't really kill him, and then they drag the best part is that they drag Obi-Wan over this dune, right? And so this I don't know, this lady that's helping him, I don't even know what she is. They're just standing there like talking about this like nothing happened, and Darth Vader's on the other, he's like 30 freaking feet away. Okay, and I'm like, I said this on Twitter, I said what this looks like, this plays like a dream, and her face I think is too wide here. It's playing like a dream sequence where, and I don't mean like a dream sequence in like a show, I mean a dream sequence in which you are having a dream. He could literally grab them with the Force. That's exactly what he could do. He could literally grab them with the Force, right? He doesn't even have to see them, he could grab them. And he doesn't do it. And it's stupid that he doesn't do it. I don't really understand why. But like I was saying, it's like a dream sequence, right? Where he things happen in your mind, like if you're having a dream, right, and things happen in your dream that don't make sense, but you let it go because you're dreaming, you're not conscious, and because you're unconscious, you kind of let it slide. Then you wake up and you're like, boy, that was a weird dream, why did this thing do that? That's the way this episode is. So comics, Clay likes comics, right? He's a guy on Twitter. He is the inventor of Clayman, creator of Clayman. He had a thread, and his thread was, what are some of your unwritten rules for writing in your stories? And so people were like replying. And one of my unwritten rules is that you don't change the rules. You don't change the rules of the universe to make your story easier for you. And if you have Darth Vader and you've set him up to be looking to murderify Obi-Wan, right? If you've got that, then what you want to do is make sure he does it, right? Or you have to, it's your job as the writer to introduce a reason why he cannot achieve his goal, right? And standing around because he doesn't like fire is not achieving your goal. That's stupid. Okay, that's writers who don't understand story and they don't understand motivation. One of the things that I cannot stand, and it's fine for classic films. It's fine for like old movies where the characters do a big speech, the villain does a big speech instead of killing, taking the kill shot. I can't stand that. By the way, that will not happen in this story. So if there's a kill shot to be had, then it will be taken immediately without reservation. So where am I doing this? I'm doing this right here, right? Is that what I'm doing? Yeah, that looks right. Okay. So anyway, so yeah, so that's what the problem with this episode is. I've heard people say that, oh, this is the worst Star Wars ever, and that's wrong. It's not. Last Jedi is far and away still terrible, beyond words and far beyond what they're doing with Obi-Wan to the moment. Because again, we haven't seen the entire show yet. Okay, so we can't pass full judgment, and I will reserve my full judgment. If it turns it around, I'll be honest with you, it's awesome. I hope it does. I don't want Disney Star Wars to suck. I really don't. I don't care that Disney's doing it or doing the show necessarily. I just want it to be a good show. And if it's a good show, then yay, that's wonderful. That's really all I'm looking for. So what they should have done is they should have switched to Vader's perspective after seeing Obi-Wan through flames should have made him flashback to when he was in the lava, causing the pause that led to their escape. Yes. Yes. That's exactly right. That's exactly what should have happened. And I see people all the time. They say, well, that's probably what happened. I'm like, why didn't they show it? Well, it's inferred. It's a visual medium. Okay. It's not, you should show what is happening. You should not expect the audience to read your mind or fill in the blank in a situation like this, right? If your character is doing something that is not explainable by what is on screen, you have got to devise a way to correct that problem. Having Vader just stand there looking at the fire and expecting everybody to remember what's going on or what happened. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of people will remember it, but there are people that will watch the show that have not seen Revenge of the Sith. There are people that are like that, okay? And they won't understand what's going on because they won't know the context. And you should not expect people to know the context. You should expect people to be going into your show or comic or whatever you're writing with a blank slate. And that's a big problem with Obi-Wan as it stands. So one of my favorite memes that I saw that came out of this was an image of Leia asking Obi-Wan if he's her real father, and he said, he says, "I wish I could say I was. Your mother was smoking hot. So was your dad the last time I saw him." I just about fell out of the chair. I laughed so hard. I was like, "That's beautiful." But anyway, unless the show is not that good. All right, so it seems like I'm kind of getting my mojo back a little bit here. It's been about a month since I actually drew this other drawing. And it looks like I'm kind of, there we go, I'm kind of seeing our eyes. You've got to get the eyes right. If you don't get the eyes right, you're screwed. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and it is true, especially when you're drawing characters. So, Manuel, tell me about are you working on a story? Just tell me about your story. It's a story pitched shill stream. And I'll just keep chatting while you're possibly writing. So what did I do with her ear? I just inferred. There you go. And did I put, yeah, I did put an earring. Yay, there's a little earring. That's nice. Okay. And I actually had a spreadsheet where I actually wrote down what college she went to, and I can't remember off the top of my head what college Zoe Brighton matriculated from. Ooh, I'm still getting her eye wrong. Krampus crossing over with the Polar Express. Nice. I keep jumping around. Tell me about Krampus. Crossing over with the Polar Express. See that I appreciate that. That's actually a good, I think, a good premise. I need to lighten her. I need to lighten her eyebrow here. Okay. So why would Krampus be crossing over with the Polar Express? What's Krampus doing here? Like an Ernest Saves Christmas kind of thing? That'd be funny. That'd be funny if it was Krampus trying to save Christmas, right? What do you think? Still, I don't have a higher angle for her eye. There we go. That's much better. Yeah. Also, let's bring her eye up a little bit here on the other side. Are you drawing as well? Are you writing, or what is your role on the creation of your book? Let's see. I need to bring this down like this. There we go. Current state of the world is being good in exchange for applause. The kids on the express would express this. Or what does that mean? What do you mean that the state of the world is being good in exchange for applause? What does applause mean? Just like social media, virtue signaling kind of stuff? Let's see here. Get this hair banged out properly. Yeah, the kids are only being good because they know they will be awarded due Christmas. Well, isn't that true for most kids? Aren't they generally um, only being good because of that? I think that's usually the case. All right, so she's gonna have strawberry blonde hair, and one of the things that I've been really trying to work on is just trying to get the consistency of the hair flowing. I think the key to drawing a really attractive female character is making her hair dynamic. That's the big problem, and I do believe in making my characters attractive. I think that's it's just like you're casting them in real life. So let's see. Anything else? The kids are only being good. Yeah. Okay, so that's the Krampus one. What's the other one? You said you're jumping around. You got something else that you're working on? No, not yet. I just can't seem to nail this. It's not looking right. This is why you practice. So practicing digitally is even better. She's got some wall eyes here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna bring it over. Yeah. All right. So I need to bring the one down. So if I bring it to here, And I need to bring this one here and then here. And then there we go. And yeah, that's better. All right. For the kids, it's more of a superiority thing. One of the main kids constantly brags about the deeds he's done and how he's the most good of all. So he's the bestest of them all. So is that right? He's the bestest of them all. So Krampus is on this train here, the Polar Express. Is that it? I've never actually seen the Polar Express. It just didn't look all that amazing to me personally. So I'm also trying not to make this a perfect recreation, but just close. I want it to look like her. So we're getting her eyes. They look like they're kind of similar. Yeah, she's actually looking at you. So I'm probably gonna wrap this up here next 10 minutes. Is there anything you would like me to opine on? I appreciate you hanging out here this entire time. I did not, by the way, a lot of times I might be up this time up on 80s made, but I did not get an invite and it looked like he had a full panel. So, and he was talking about things that I've already talked about in the scene. So I thought I would just like go ahead and bump on over here and do some drawing. I'm really happy for him. He's built his channel up pretty quickly. Hopefully, it continues to be more successful for him. There you go. Oh, I think I got her the way I want. I don't know, Emmanuel. What do you think? Do you think it looks like her? Oh my God, she looks retarded. she she looks she looks. Excuse me. Let me rephrase that. She she looks. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Oh my God. You know what? Screw it. Screw it. I'm just gonna trace it. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna fix it right here. Jeez. Okay. Oh goodness gracious. All right, bring it up. Oh my God. She looked like her doppelganger. She didn't even look the same. Jeez. Oh man. Sometimes you just gotta have a sense of humor sometimes, guys. You just gotta have a sense of humor. Oh man, that was terrible. Oh God, after all that work. Okay, so it's just wrong color. Let's get the right color. Okay, so there we go. We're gonna try to make it a little bit more challenging. There we go. All right. See that, by the way, this is what you should really do. When you are practicing and you're learning how to draw characters and stuff like that, you want to kind of put them like this, right? I don't recommend that you trace things, but if you're having a problem nailing it, sometimes just do it, just so you can get the muscle memory. And oh God, I don't know. I hope I didn't screw my wrist up too bad. I hope I didn't really f it up. So, and that's the reason I'm not doing it. The joint's not working right. Oh God, that's horrifying. Excuse me. Okay. Let's see what we got here. How badly is this off? Oh God, yeah, it's terrible. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Is it tracing if you've already drawn it? Is it cheating? All right. All right, but I can't draw. I'm trying to find time to get into it and practice. Yeah, just constantly do it. You know, even if you, there was a guy that I know, he used to work at Harvard. He didn't go to Harvard, but he knew people that worked at Harvard because, or went to Harvard because he worked there. And he was talking to one of them and he said, you know, the key to working on something that is, you know, taking a lot of time and on any project, the key is to just do a little bit every day. You know, even if it's 5 minutes, just keep working on it every day. And if you work on it every day, even just for 5 minutes, eventually you're going to get to a point where you're going to have fits and spurts where you're going to, bam, I'm in a groove on it, and I can just nail things down, and that will be fine. But the days where you're not getting that, if you open up your document that you're writing on and you write 2 sentences and you spend 5 minutes, that's 2 more sentences and 5 more minutes closer to completing the project. And that's what you got to do. And even if you got to set, even if you just whip your phone out and bang, 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 you know, tap, 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 and you've written something, having to, even if it's an idea, maybe you're thinking about, you know, an article of clothing that the character might wear, you know, or you're thinking about maybe something that they might eat or something that they might do while they're waiting to do something else. You know, even if you're doing those types of little things, it's just, it's part of the whole project, and you just need to keep on doing it, and eventually you're going to wind up seeing that it's done, and you're going to wonder how it occurred. It's going to feel like magic, but it'll be completed, and that's the key. So and that's something that I've actually tried to do. Things that have hindered me in the past are life stuff happening. Like I started this channel a long time ago. I started this channel, well, not really. To me, I started beginning of January of last year, right? And then I wound up buying a house, right? And that took a lot of time and a lot of energy and kept me from working on this, you know, and working on the channel. And so it's set me back. There are other times where like there's like maybe I got it, like I even got a new job. So I bought a house and I changed jobs. So these are all things that, you know, you're working on, and it's drawing a lot of mental energy and intellectual energy. And it kind of, you know, at the end of the day, you just like want to fall into bed, and that can be tough. But as long as you're adhering to that concept, you know, where you're going to do just a little bit, you know, at least it'll keep you going. It'll keep driving you. So you were talking about how you're asking me how you keep motivation. That's how you keep motivation. Okay. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And you have to just keep in mind that, you know, do I need to have Krampus in this situation where he's murdering kids today? No, I don't. Maybe Krampus likes a certain kind of hot chocolate, right? You know, and that's the hot chocolate I'm going to think of today. This is the hot chocolate that Krampus likes in my story, you know, and it's silly, but it's helping you. It's progress, and maybe you think maybe Krampus has a different set of reindeer, if he even has reindeer. Maybe he communicates differently with the reindeer, you know, and maybe you come up one day. The only thing you come up with one day is, how does Krampus make the reindeer go? You know, and that's the only thing you came up with that day. Write it down. It's part of the project. And again, there will be days where you will be inspired. And like for me, let's see here, is that over here? So What is this? Yeah. Okay. One day for me, right? This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. So this page here has an 8-page action sequence. And I just sat down and it was just clicking, you know, and it's the most kick-ass action sequence I think I'm capable of making, of reasoning through. I did think about the reindeer. I'm actually surprised you thought of that. Well, you know, I mean, you just gotta think about you're crossing the Polar Express with Krampus, and I presume Krampus is basically kind of taking Santa Claus's place because Santa Claus isn't the focus of the story, right? And so, well, what does Santa Claus have? He has a sleigh. He's got reindeer. He's got Mrs. Claus. He's got elves, excuse me. He's got hot digs in the North Pole, right? All these things. How does that play into what Krampus would do? You know, WWKD. What would Krampus do? and there you go. And these are things that will inform you for your story. So you have to give me credit. I'm just kidding. You don't have to give me credit. Boy. Now, if someone options it, then you have to give me credit. But all right. So what's the lesson for today? What did Drew learn today? Drew learned today that the best way to remember how to draw this is to trace it until he remembers how to draw it. There you go. So let's do this. And close, still not. I mean, even when you're tracing things, yeah, it's not always perfect. Let's drop her hair down a little bit further. So anyway, I appreciate you hanging out with me, man. That's really awesome of you. There's plenty of things I know you could be doing with your time, and it means a lot. So if you have any suggestions or of anything that you would like to see me review for my channel or talk about for my channel, and even if it's not comics, if it's like movies or TV shows or something like that, I'm happy to do videos about it. But it's bitching about something else. Apparently I've heard that I'm a pretty amusing bitcher. So I'm always down for that. A good rant. And oh yeah, that's right. All this stuff is wrong. Now, how about this? Boom. I'm like John Madden. Boom, boom. This guy goes here. That guy goes here. Boom. Ah, imagine what if you had told me I'd be doing that 25 years ago. I'd be telling you you're crazy. So, doing a teleprompter on a streaming thing. I don't even know what the stuff was. All right. Your live streams are by far the coolest I've seen. You always make everyone feel a part of the stream, and I really appreciate it. Why, thank you. You are part of the stream. There is no stream with me just being here, just chat. Well, I guess there is. but it's way better when I'm not talking into the void. So, in my opinion, anyway. So, anyway, all right. So, what do you think? What should I change about Zoe? Here's your opportunity to contribute. So, I gave you an idea about Krampus. Anything that? What do you think about Zoe? You want to make any suggestions about her personality, about where she's from, what food she likes? There you go. Oh, here you go. Emmanuel, because you've been sticking with me this entire stream, I'm going to give you the opportunity. Give me Zoe's favorite what's your favorite food? Tell me what your favorite food is. And that will be her favorite food. Okay? That'll be Zoe's favorite food.
And let's see here. My AirPods are about to die. So time is of the essence. Let's see here. Let's see here. Working on it. See, well, what's her favorite food? This is my thanks to you for hanging out with me. You know, one of the things about the hair though is, you know, you got to have the hair flow into itself, because if it doesn't look really. I love spaghetti, but Zoe seems very clean, so it'd have to be some variation that allows her to stay clean and professional looking. Okay, let's see here. How about Zoe likes? How about ziti? Right? She likes ziti. All right, and that will be your contribution to my story. So if this ever gets made, I'll put a special thanks to you for suggesting that Zoe's favorite food is ziti, baked ziti, like spaghetti. Only it's nicer and easier to eat. Congratulations. Thank you. So I will not give you any money if it gets options. But I will send you free tickets to a movie one day when it's made. One day, and I've got Final Cut. And I tell them, no, you're not going to stunt cast this. She's strawberry haired. You're not going to turn her into an African American. She's got red hair, and she's a primary character. You're not going to screw this up. So no Jimmy Olsening here. Okay. Goodness gracious. All right. Let's erase that. This is gonna OCD. I'm gonna OCD this. This is gonna drive me crazy until I totally get nailed. Anyway, I appreciate you hanging out, and especially with Zoe. Let's pull this over here and see how different it looks. Working on it. See, even tracing doesn't necessarily do it. So, but obviously I got some work to go. But anyway, but thanks again for hanging out with me. I'm about ready. My earpiece is about ready to die here. And let me know if there's anything else I can add on the channel that you like. And I'll try to do these more often. Maybe I'll do these every Saturday night. So, but again, thanks for watching Comics with Drew. I'm Drew, and I will catch you next time. So it's going to take me a second here. Let me go ahead and end the broadcast. Let me pop this up here. Thanks. You're welcome, man. Thank you. All right, I'll catch you later.